We're Doug and Will and we are off the rails, off the rails. And we are off the rails, off the rails. Yeah, off the rails.
Your hand is so much bigger than mine.
Welcome! You're listening to Off the Rails, a podcast that is rarely recorded, it's not prepared very well, and it's two uninformed guys. I'm Doug, and with me as always, welcome, William!
So excited to be back. It's been a month of Sundays, as you would say, since we last recorded. And our last recording didn't even get properly recorded. So I don't even know what last episode people have heard from us. Hi, Douglas.
Hi, William. Glad to be back. I can already see that things are starting to screw up. You've now frozen a couple times. The Off the Rails song at the beginning sounded screwed up. So hopefully this one will record. As William just briefly mentioned, we did record a podcast about a month ago. But it stopped on us 4 times, I believe, while we're recording. It just stopped. And in trying to get that bounced down, up, down, around, whatever, some of the recordings didn't come through. And I worked with the company to get the recording saved, and it didn't come to fruition, unfortunately. So our last podcast, which I thought was pretty good, other than the fact that it shut down on us 4 times, unfortunately isn't going to be aired because I can't figure out how to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I could keep trying to do the steps on my end, but when I followed the steps and it just, nothing happened. It downloaded, but then nothing. I didn't have the option to put the download into your little folder there. And so it was a fruitless task. And I don't know. I don't know if it's a combo of our internet speeds. I continue to have internet speed issues at my house with AT&T. We're looking into getting with Ozark Goes and their fiber, but they've told me it's going to take like 6 to 8 weeks to get that service. Or if it's just yours, but you have good internet speed, so I just don't know. I don't know who.
That's what I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know who the culprit is here.
I test my speeds. My speeds are phenomenal, apparently, allegedly. Yesterday during our fantasy football draft, there was complaints of my video being screwed up. So was that on my end? Was that on their end? Because it wasn't affecting everybody.
Yeah, you kept disappearing from us, and you were the only one to disappear from us.
Doesn't make any sense. I don't understand why I've got great. Is it possible that my memory on my computers, is that a thing?
Definitely.
If you're lacking a memory,
you're going to have a whole bunch of issues. Absolutely.
But I just paid 99 cents a month to Apple to bump up my cloud memory storage. So is that a thing?
We're going to need somebody who understands technical stuff. Adam, one of our VIP listeners, could certainly help us out with that, trying to figure out. Because, I mean, you can pay for extra storage, but are you actually using that storage? Like, are you putting things in that storage that you're paying for? And the answer is no. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure the answer is no. Only thing I did was paid for more storage. I didn't actually move anything anywhere or do anything else. Good. All right, well, we'll see what happens. Good luck, everybody.
Hey, good news. By the way, my speed today is really good. 113 and 117. 113 download, 117 upload. That's good.
Nice.
It's been a lot. It's been under 20 a lot in the last couple of weeks. But over 100, that's what we're looking for. So we should be golden on my end.
I'm over 100 on both of mine. I turned off my Wi-Fi on my phone because I figured maybe I need to not have so many Wi-Fi devices going. So I shut some down in hopes that would make magic happen.
Yeah, well.
But anyways, let's get it going. Let's see what we've got going. We do have a visitor. Hi, Pearl.
Our producer over here is using Wi-Fi on her control pad. So hey, Pearl.
Hi, Pearl. Hi, Pearl. Hey! Pearly Pearl!
Okay. So she started work doing the ones and twos, I think is what producers do.
Yep, that's exactly what they say. That's what the producers do. Yep. Producers work on the ones and twos.
Yes.
Like a DJ.
Oh, is that what
DJs?
do?
DJs.
So what do producers
scratch on?
What do producers do?
Producer just lays back in the cut, makes sure that the volumes, the sound levels are good. Like right then when I was yelling Pearly Pearl, she would have wanted to drop my vocal down a little bit because I was probably hitting into the reds. So she's going to want to bring me down. You're a little more soft-spoken than I am. She's going to want to bring your vocals up a little bit. So she's constantly paying attention. She would also insert, she would be the one to insert maybe a little cheering. Maybe she's going to throw in some claps. Maybe she thought something was funny. That's what Pearl should be doing.
Okay. All right.
So get on that for next week, would you?
She will work on it.
She's working on it.
She's got the
All right.
All right.
She's focused. I can see that. That's what's important.
Very focused.
William, you've got a beverage to drink for us to try out. I'm not prepared. I drank all of my alcohol yesterday during the fantasy football draft. I knocked it out pretty damn early. I had 6 Jell-O shots, 2 shooters, 99-cent whiskey shooters, and 2 Zimas.
Wow.
And then the Zimas are from July of 2020.
That's amazing.
When they came back out, I saved a 6-pack, and I broke into it yesterday.
There you go. We're still in the mule family. I feel like I actually got these in May because that was when we were under the impression we were probably going to do the show every 1 or 2 weeks.
Every week.
And it just hasn't happened that way. So these have been in the fridge for a while. This one is the Caribe Mule. It is 5%. I don't like that. I want it to be higher.
The one more time. The what mule?
Caribe.
Yep. Okay.
Rum and cinnamon lime liqueur with natural ginger flavor. 5% alcohol. Ooh. Not great. Doesn't sound.
That's going to be good.
I
think it sounds delicious.
Cinnamon. The pop of the top.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's not bad. That's not bad. I don't taste the cinnamon. It's not really refreshing. It's not delightful. It kind of feels like Coca-Cola's in it. But it's okay. It's okay. You can definitely taste some rum flavor in there. But as far as like cinnamon and lime, I don't really get those hints. It's not as good as the other mules. It's better than the last mule we had. That's never going to be seen. It's better than that one.
It's not going to be.
That one was
not going to be seen.
I can't recall what that one was.
I don't either.
It wasn't good. I think it was a European.
What a 1 out of 10?
We'll give it a 4.5 out of 10.
Oh,
it's not awful.
That's 4.5. Would not recommend.
Well, I mean, I would not recommend it. My craters over here are really bugging me today on the camera. Got some crater situation over here, and then the shirt is showing a little bit too much chest hair for my liking.
Yeah,
so
you've got a big collar situation on that
collar
shirt.
It's like if I were a female, I feel like I'd be showing too much cleavage.
Yeah,
it keeps creeping.
You're not,
but I'm not. I'm a male. So
yeah,
concerned with my chest.
Well, try to shake it off. Let's bounce back from all that.
Let's go. Let's focus.
William, damn, I forgot. While we were away, did you...
Go ahead. Go on. It's lunchtime for the producer. Just taking a lunch break. Go ahead. Taking a lunch break.
Yeah. That's probably a good idea.
Yep.
I mean, I know her mother, if she hasn't had lunch, gets hangry. And
yeah, that was unfortunate.
She's probably got some Erica in her, and
look, I
can't go without that lunch.
About her equally, so I don't really have anything negative to say about that.
I had a flat tire since the last time we were. Since we recorded, there was a fucking CO2 cartridges in my tire. Isn't that crazy? That is absolutely insane. That an entire CO2 cartridge made its way into my tire to give me a flat, and I don't have it saved.
How big is a CO2 cartridge?
CO2 cartridge? Yeah. You've done whippets. Don't act like you haven't done a whippet before. I have not done a whippet, but I've hung out with people that did whippets.
Why'd you say I did one?
You strike me as a whippet guy back in your heyday. When you're running around in a cop shirt getting partying, wearing police shirts, and the kind of parties I know you guys threw when you were a youth.
Yeah.
There were some whippets going around. Maybe you didn't partake of the whippets, but you've seen some whippets being done in your life.
I have seen some whippets being done. That is correct. I've seen those things happening. Live.
So that's what was in my tire, a CO2 cartridge. Also would be used in a BB gun. CO2 cartridge would also be used in the culinary world in one of those in one of those contraptions to make foam or to make some sort of whipped topping, which would be foamy.
Yep. Like had a
CO2.
That was in your tire.
That entire CO2 cartridge was in my tire. That's me showing what it looked like in the tire. That's how far it was down in the tire. An entire CO2 cartridge.
I mean,
in that fucking...
How did that puncture itself into the tire?
I have no idea.
Wow.
But I had an entire CO2 cart in my tire.
That is wild.
That's fucking wild. I've never had anything like that in my tire. I'm driving around, and I noticed my air pressure was going down in the tire. So I got in my car one day. So I got home. My tire pressure was probably at 40, 43 PSI. I get in my car. It's at 23 the next day. That's not normal. That's not good. I go throw some air in it. When I put air in it, I could see this metal thing in my tire. I'm like, holy shit. I drive around, tire pressure's fine. I go back in the house, come out the next day. It's down into like 10 PSI. I fill it back up to like 40 some odd PSI. I go to work. I come out. It doesn't seem to have dropped any. The next day I come out. It's like from home. It's like at 10 PSI again. I go to try to fill it up, but I'm having problems with the machine. I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going to go get it fixed. I go to the tire place to get it fixed, and they're like, we can't do it right now. We're too busy. I was like, cool. I'll come back after work. Fill me up with some air if you would. So he puts me up to like 45 PSI. I go to lunch. I'm down to like 39 PSI. I'm like, it's cool. I go back to work. I leave early at like 4:30. When I come out, I'm at 7 PSI. That's basically a flat tire. Yeah, so I drove it to the tire place, and that's what was in my tire. And that's a nice little $200 fix for a fucking CO2 cartridge that's on the road. And how that got in my tire, I have no fucking clue. But throw away your fucking CO2 cartridges, you goddamn drug addicts.
Dispose of those properly, man. Come on.
Yeah, don't throw them in the road.
Respectful. It's probably, you do a lot of alley driving. You probably just got it in one of your alleys.
I do a lot of alley driving, but I can't stay out of the alleys. I just love alleys.
Yeah, that's something I was thinking about earlier this week. There's not a lot of alleys in Northwest Arkansas. I can't go alley driving when I want to, and that's one of the things I miss most about Lincoln, Nebraska is the alley driving.
Yeah. Nothing like some good old, just going out on a Sunday afternoon when the weather's nice, the sun's shining. Roll down the windows, turn on some good tunes, drop the sunroof, lay back in the cut, and just do some alley driving.
Just some good old.
Doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah, it's kind of like country cruising, but you don't have to go out in the country here or there. No, just the alleys. You don't know what you're going to get into in an alley drive.
You never know.
You
never know. You find all kinds of good stuff. Should I show the video that I got the other day of the? I'm going to show it. Who cares? I'm showing it.
Do it.
I'm showing it.
I don't even.
I'm showing it.
Do it.
This happened on the streets of Lincoln, Nebraska, just last week.
I hate to do this to you guys.
Oh boy, do you remember seeing this?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Yo, I hate to do this to you guys. I hate to get this on
Oh
film.
no!
This chick is taking his shit.
Oh, I think she was taking the doo doo.
Taking his shit. What was she doing?
I don't know what she was doing.
Wow.
Wow. That happened on the streets of Lincoln, Nebraska. Did you get it?
I think
She got it. She gave me the thumbs up.
She good?
What do you think about that? That was right on O Street, the main thoroughfare that travels north and east and west through Lincoln from the Fruta to the Tuda, main traffic, smack dab in the middle, just dropped trowel right on O Street.
Yeah,
I thought it blew my mind.
It's troubling, but it's also troubling that you did not go confirm what she did. You didn't go confirm if it was a deuce or the one. You did no confirmation whatsoever. It looked like she was deucing, but I didn't see a deuce come out.
I didn't either.
Possible she was just getting a little breeze up in there.
Could have been, but she had toilet paper because I drove down O Street and I saw her getting ready to hit that position. So I immediately turned because it's all about the content, baby.
Yeah, it's all about.
I immediately hit the parking lot, came down the alley, and caught her from that angle. And I noticed as I was driving down, she had toilet paper in her hand, ready to cleanse her nether regions after she was done doing whatever she was doing.
Well, I mean, it's sad. It's disturbing.
Yeah.
It's a little
I
crazy.
felt kind of bad after the fact. I felt kind of shitty, no pun intended, after the fact. And I did think about driving down through there, right past her to see what was there. But after I'd done it, I kind of was like, was that wrong of me to even have done that? And then I decided I didn't want to drive and see what actually came out of her. And
That makes sense.
two people asked me if I went to verify what came out. And I was like, that makes you guys weird.
Well, I mean, if you're almost all in, right? When you decide to turn around and record it, I don't know why you wouldn't just go all the way in at that point.
Yeah.
It's weird. I've never seen anything like that. It's kind of I mean, it's not as bad, but you remember in Florida when the dude was eating the other dude's face and people were just driving by, like like on O Street. I don't like you see cars driving past this woman who looks like she's dropping a deuce, and I don't see them slowing down. They just keep driving, and because that's not something you're seeing on a daily or a weekly or a monthly basis. That would be surely that was the first time for you to ever see that.
Absolutely. 100%. First time I've ever noticed that.
Yeah.
And also, a law dog drives by the opposite direction as this is happening.
Well, it's just not paying.
I don't know if he or she just wasn't very observant. No. I noticed it right away. I don't know why they didn't.
Yeah.
But
that's crazy.
Yeah, no, they didn't. They didn't roll back around for that. Speaking of Florida, let me jump into a couple quick articles that I've got here from Orta that absolutely are baffling. Fucking Florida, am I right? So this fits right in there with the Waka Flocka person that was butt-ass naked eating the human being's face on the bridge. Last month when we recorded, I wanted to talk about this. And then I found another article that fits right in with it. So back in July, when we recorded, there was something about a Florida woman arrested after allegedly brandishing pitchfork and a whip outside of a grocery store. Mm-hmm. There's video of this. She's standing outside of a grocery store with a pitchfork in one arm and a whip in the other. And she is just being unruly, of course. Let's see real quickly here. Lisa Ann Stone, 56-year-old Lisa Ann Sloan, is facing charges of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon after she discovered Tuesday with a pitchfork and a black whip in front of the main entrance of the Publix grocery store in Mineola, Florida. The store's owner told Florida Highway Patrol she allegedly been trying to sell teddy bears behind the store before she started to run around with a whip and a pitchfork, which she used to stab a minivan. So she went from slanging fucking teddy bears behind the store to going around the front of the store with a whip and a pitchfork and stabbed a minivan with it.
Was the minivan okay?
I can't know. I think the minivan, it lived.
Okay.
It did have to get some, it did not refuse assistance on the scene.
Yeah.
But it was able to drive away under its own recognizance.
That's good, under its own power. That's good. Well, that's good. And we were looking at some minivans earlier this week, and I hate to even think of getting a minivan and only for it to be stabbed. So that's awful. That's awful. What do you think went through the woman's mind when she packed up for the day? She's like, I need my teddy bears, but I also need to make sure I have my pitchfork and my whip.
Well, yeah. I mean, so it's obviously a safety concern. She's in Florida.
Yeah.
Right there. If you're not traveling with a whip and a pitchfork in Florida, what are you doing? You're not protecting yourself. You obviously have a concealed weapon, probably. You probably have a gun or a knife, because otherwise you should have a pitchfork and a whip. So she says, hey, I'm going to go do my teddy bear slinging today. I'm going over to the Publix off of the 402, off the 405, over there off of the A1A, Beachfront Avenue.
That's right.
Where the girls were hot wearing less than bikinis.
Rockman
Lovers. Yeah, it's where they drive Lamborghinis. Yeah. So, when you go around that area, you got to have a pitchfork. So she goes, I'm going to Publix, crazy grocery store. I'm going to sling these teddy bears. And I got caught slipping one time, and I didn't have protection, and they jacked me for 4 of my teddy bears before I was able to wrestle back some teddy bears and get away. So this time she says, what do I got laying around the house?
Yeah.
Pitchfork.
That's the thing. There's obviously been a prior incident with the teddy bear slinging. Like, I don't know if people understand how dangerous the teddy bear slinging is in Florida. Like, if you get on somebody else's turf, teddy bear turf, then you need. She obviously had already done this before. She had got on somebody else's teddy bear turf, did not have her own protection. She probably got walloped. She probably got beat.
Yeah.
How do you spread the word about being behind the Publix grocery store?
Facebook. Probably.
Market.
Yeah. And maybe she was on somebody else's teddy bear turf, because that's a serious thing.
Yeah.
Don't invade somebody else's teddy bear turf. I'm sure there was some social media, Craigslist maybe. Maybe there was another person out front flagging people down and being like, maybe she's posted up in the back. It doesn't mention anything about a second person, but it's possible that she has somebody up front being like, you need some teddy bear? You need a teddy bear hookup? Why don't you run around back? Or whenever you're done shopping, swing through the back. My girl's out back slinging teddy bears.
I mean, yeah, you got
word of mouth.
You got to have a second person. You need a word of mouth. Probably a person inside the store who's walking around with teddy bear too, and hoping that they can start conversation about the teddy bear that they're holding. And then that's when you let them know, hey, there's some teddy bears out back.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like her choice of weaponry. I mean, it's a kind of weaponry protective. I don't want to say weaponry. It's a type of protective tools that she could use to keep distance between her and her assailant. Pitchfork, right? Keeping some length between me and you.
Absolutely.
A whip, I can get you from afar. I see you coming. Whap! Whap! So
you have a whip on that producer thing over yours?
Do
a whip noise.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna do.
I don't.
Let's do. Good. Can we do that one more time? One more time.
You ready? Here we go.
Here we go.
You're gonna do a whip noise?
Yeah.
Oh, this is exciting. Okay. All right. Here we go. Will's gonna do.
Get it?
That sounded like a gunshot.
Yeah, it's a whip.
Oh, there it is. Woo-hoo! I felt that a little bit on my back.
Yeah.
Woo. Wow. So, there it was again. It's good thinking. I like it, but it didn't work in her favor. The law dogs didn't appreciate it. Apparently, people didn't like it. Clearly, she was just trying to protect. Is that on a repeating whip loop?
We got on a whip loop.
Got that on a whip loop.
No.
I like it.
Yeah. Does it say what happened to where she stabbed the minivan? Do we know? Oh. Sorry, went into the next.
We have other country whip sounds. Like there's Japanese whip sounds.
This dude's cracking 4 whips from Asia. Check it out on
Oh,
for you guys who wants to see more Whip.
yeah. Why don't you go ahead and drop the name on that? I'm sure people are going to be. I am.
Yeah.
4 different.
cracking 4 whips from Asia. Already has 74,000 views, Douglas.
Nice.
We get about 10 to 20 views per podcast. This dude, he's cracking 4 whips from Asia, 74,000 views. We just find the right niche, Doug.
Yeah, you got to find that angle.
Should we become whip experts? You know how we were going to be experts in NFTs and the metaverse?
Yeah.
That didn't quite work out for us. A little bit above us, beyond us. We got to find something else. We got to find something else.
Whip. But whip experts already taken, obviously.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that. This guy's got a 46-pound steel chain, 15,000 views. Whew.
Well, you're head of R&D, so
Adam's got his own.
What?
What's happening here, Doug, is that he has
Is that the whip guy?
Yeah, that's the whip guy. His name is Adam CWM. He has a hula hoop. He's playing the harmonica and he's cracking the bullwhip.
Wow.
I mean, I'm going down a rabbit hole.
I know. Why don't you set that down? I can see what's happening here. Adam has sucked you in. I bet you just smashed the subscribe button, didn't you?
Definitely smash that subscribe button right there. I can't wait to see what he has in store for me.
Oh, man, that is exciting. Well, I know what you're doing this Sunday fun day.
He got a hula hoop, a harmonica, and a whip, and combined them all and put it on YouTube.
It's genius. It's absolutely genius. Let's see what happened to this woman. The store's owner told a Florida Highway Patrol that she was trying to sling teddy bears out of the back of the store. When the officer arrived at the scene in his patrol car, body camera footage showed a woman dressed in a black walk out in the rain in front of the officer's car, stop in the middle of the parking lot, point a black whip at him before briefly walking away. She returned a few moments later and then waved the pitchfork around as she clutched the whip in her other hand. Moss, the cop, approached her as she walked away, but said she would not stop. But she would not stop and refused to put the weapon down. He said he was able to quickly remove the weapon from her possession and assisted her to the ground. He assisted her to the ground. He said he was able to quickly remove the weapon from her possession and assisted her to the ground, where she was put into handcuffs and then placed in the back of the patrol car.
Hey.
Why she was doing this, I don't know, but it was nice of him to assist her to the ground.
Gotta help. She was a harmonica short of having her own YouTube series. A whip and a pitchfork. Put it on YouTube. Get some subscriptions out there.
Oh, man. What about this guy? Naked machete-wielding Florida man tries to rob victim of clothing.
Well, if you're naked.
A naked Florida felon armed with a machete was arrested Monday after demanding a man's clothes at knife point. A victim told deputies he suddenly came running out of the bushes where he was picking berries and told him to hand over the garments, wallet, and phone around 10 a.m. So it was the victim was picking the berries. Is that what we're getting? And then the naked man with the machete came at him?
Yeah, I got to tell you, again, this is one of these hobbies I'm not familiar with. If I am into picking berries and I happen to go to a berry bush and a naked man comes out of it with a machete, I'm probably never picking berries again in my life. That's it for my picking.
Yeah.
Never doing it.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Anywhere? What if you would go to wherever berries are found in a different state? Would you maybe try there?
I would never do it again. Now you have to change your entire picking berries routine, because now you have to look for a potential naked person with a machete. You have to.
Yeah.
People say it only takes one time, Well, this is that one time, so he probably was not. He probably was not in his head or his mind at that.
Yeah.
It's in his head and his mind forever now. Picking berries, new hobby.
Yeah, typically in Florida, when you're picking berries, you're probably looking for things like alligators and man-eating lizards and man-eating snakes.
Mhm.
You're not actually looking for naked men.
Yeah.
With machetes.
Unless you are,
But you should be if you're in Florida.
nothing wrong with that.
In Florida, no matter what you're doing, you should be having your head on a swivel looking for a naked man who's wanting to hit you with a fucking machete, eat your face off, whatever.
I don't know how people live in Florida. I mean, you have to keep your head on a swivel at all times for anything. Just constant looking around, constant surveying. I would need
That's
a
why
video
we love.
going at all times. Some type of video.
Oh, constantly having a video.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is this is obvious, and everything's caught on video nowadays. So they have a video of this naked fella. The victim told as he began complying, Wright suddenly hurled the machete at him along with a. As he began complying, Wright suddenly hurled the machete at him along with a handful of palmetto berries. The weapon bounced off the victim's chest as he avoided injury. So it sounds to me like the naked guy was picking berries because he threw the machete and the berries. A naked Florida felon armed with a machete was arrested Monday after demanding a man's clothes. The victim told the deputies that Brandon Wright, who was the assailant, suddenly came running out of the bushes where he was picking berries and told him to hand over his garments. So it sounds to me like the naked fella with the machete was the one picking the berries. He comes out of the bushes where he was picking said berries with a machete, demanding the dude's garments, wallet, and phone. As he began to comply, so now the dude with the clothes is complying with the naked man, like, all right, here you go, man. Here, you need the clothes more than I do, clearly. As he began complying, the dude suddenly hurled his machete at him, like maybe he wasn't moving quick enough. And then he went through all of that work to pick those berries. Then he threw a handful of palmetto berries at the guy.
I feel
Still nude, Wright sprinted off and hopped in his white Dodge Challenger and fled the scene. Soon after, patrons at a nearby gas station told police that Wright had pulled up next to a pump and exited his vehicle. A police helicopter tracked Wright down and relayed his activities to a dispatcher, where there's now video from an aerial view of the cops. He's doing push-ups at the entrance to the food store here, the pilot states at one point. Video also shows Wright walking in the middle of the street as he startled drivers maneuver around him. As deputies approached, Wright laid down next to his car and surrendered without incident. Wright had prior convictions for kidnapping, gun possession by a felon, battery on a law enforcement officer. This one surprises me. Cocaine possession, and resisting arrest.
Brandon was on one. I feel bad for him with the machete that he threw it. It bounced off the person.
Yeah.
That's not a real strong machete.
No, he's obviously never been to the axe throwing places that are popping up all over the world.
You have a machete. You don't need to throw it.
That's the whole. It's a longer machete's a longer bladed instrument. You shouldn't have to throw it. And if the guy was complying, which would mean he was clearly making an effort to take clothes off, why do you have to go throw his berries and the machete at him? That's just rude.
I mean, maybe he was having a poor berry picking. I don't even know why berry picking is a part of the story, to be honest with you. It doesn't matter who was berry picking. Berry picking is really like. Do we think Brandon was berry picking? I think he just was in the bush and happened to get some berries. Is that berry picking? Does that mean he's berry picking?
By definition, I would think it does. If I go into a area where there are berries in a bush.
Yeah.
I go up to said berry bush and I walk away with a handful of palmetto berries.
Yeah.
I would say that I picked those berries. I don't think the berries jumped into the palm of his hand. I don't think as he brushed against the palmetto berry bush they landed in.
It just seems like Brandon's entire motive was not berry picking. Like, I don't think he was concerned. The berry picking just happened. Just by chance.
Obviously, you
happened to crouch in the bush with some berries.
I disagree. I think that's exactly. He got out of his car, took his clothes off, put them back in his car. Obviously, you've never picked a palmetto berry. This is embarrassing. They stain your clothes pretty dang bad, and they don't come out. You can't wash that out. You can't put some of that stain remover where those palmetto berries left their mark and throw them in the wash and come out clean. Yeah. So everybody knows when you're going to go picking a palmetto berry, you come out the clothes, or you wear clothes you wear palmetto berry picking clothes.
Yeah.
And he, obviously on a whim, was probably driving by, said, "Oh, I'll be dipped in shit. There's a palmetto berry bush over there." It's been a minute. Takes me back to my youth when I used to go palmetto berry bush picking with my kinfolk when I was a youngin'. Yeah. I'm going to stop, get out. I'll probably take my machete. Why? Because I'm in Florida.
Yeah.
And I need to watch out for crazies and critters.
Yeah.
Starts picking the berries, gets startled by this clothed person walking by, probably thought that the clothes guy was out to get him. So now he says, I got to be proactive in my safety, what I'm doing here. Turns on the guy, says, "Whoa, give me all your clothes." Because now he's startled. He's naked. Now he feels weird. And he's got this guy. He's like, "Okay, you're not going to get me naked. Give me your clothes, mother effer." And then the guy's complying. He's like, he ain't moving quick enough. I can tell this is some sort of stall technique he's doing. And he's obviously not very proficient with the machete. No. And he chunked it at him and then realized that didn't work. And as I mentioned, those palmetto berries, they're a bitch. He threw those at the guy. Here we are.
Wow. I mean, that all makes sense to me. It all makes sense.
Yeah. Logical.
South Carolina is the palmetto state. Did you know this?
I did not know that. No. I did not. It makes sense though.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what they're South Carolina. You said that's what they're known for. It's the palmetto berry state.
They're called the palmetto state, South Carolina.
The palmetto.
If you ever see a South Carolina license plate, it's probably going to say the palmetto.
Yeah.
Well,
no, they have.
I better Google that just to make sure.
Are you gonna? Oh, I don't. You don't need to fact check that right now, do you? Is that?
I don't want to give out false information.
Well, you sounded pretty confident though. As long as you sound confident,
I feel real good about it.
Yeah, I do too.
Go
ahead.
Palmetto state. What is the palmetto state? Boom.
South Carolina.
Boom. South Kakalaka. The palmetto state.
Look at that. Would you look at that? Wow.
And that's a palmetto tree right there, everybody. Right there.
Yeah, palmetto tree.
Yeah.
What other fun facts do you know about South Carolina? I didn't know you were well versed on your South Carolina details, facts, trivia, knowledge.
That's all I have. Hootie and the Blowfish is from South Carolina. I know that part, and that's really
boom.
That's all I know. That's all I got.
Boom. That's where the Carolina Panthers are at.
No, they're in Charlotte, North Carolina. South Carolina, the Gamecocks. They're going through a contest right now trying to name what their cock is going to be for the college football season. And I think one of them is like Reverend Cock or Master Cock or something like that. That was my personal favorite name. So we'll see what ends up winning on that one.
The cock doesn't have a name already?
Not yet.
All these years they've had a nameless cock?
I think they rename the cock every football season is what I think. Let me see here real quick. I just had this discussion recently.
That seems odd that they would rename their cock on an annual basis.
You don't – well, maybe the cock dies every year. Maybe it retires each year. Who knows? I don't know.
Is this an actual cock? Do they have an actual cock, or do they just have a mascot cock?
I think they have an actual cock for sure.
Okay, so that would make sense. If the cock dies,
Well,
then
maybe
they have to rename the cock.
they just retire the cock after every year. I think is what happens there.
Wow! So their cocks only get to do work for a year,
One season. Maybe it's too stressful.
one season.
Maybe
It's too stressful on the cock. If
what-
that's all the cock knows, I don't know a lot about cocks and
Yeah.
what causes them stress, but I don't know. Maybe football. Maybe if they're being handled too much, if the cock is constantly being handled throughout the season
Mhm.
by its handler,
Yeah.
and then you got a cock being shown in front of all these people at the stadium, does the cock travel? I assume the cock probably goes to the away games.
is only at home. I don't think the cock goes out and about. You don't want to take a cock into hostile territory.
Well, but if you protect your cock, then you've got somebody that handles the cock. You should be able to take your cock anywhere you go.
I mean, this is SEC territory. You can't just take a cock into hostile territory and feel like you can protect that cock at all costs.
Wow, I mean that's true, I guess.
Where did I have?
But if you have the right guy to handle that cock or girl,
Mhm.
that's why you get the right kind of person that knows how to handle a cock and knows how to handle themselves around a cock. Knows how to handle the cock, knows how to handle themselves around a cock, and knows how to handle other people who have been eyeballing your cock all day. And you can sit there and you could be at the game, right? The cock's going to be down on the field. The cock's not going to be up in the stands. So if I'm down there with the cock and I'm looking up, I'm going to be surveying the land, just look and say, oh, that guy's been eyeballing the cock for quite a while. Hey, let's get our eye on that guy.
Mhm.
He
Hmm.
something's wrong with that guy. He's been standing at our cock too long. So
Yeah. So here it is. South Carolina's legal team is advising against the Gamecocks using the name Sir Big Spur moving forward because of some college football bickering. So the state has some suggestions for a new name, including Cluck Doris, Marco Polo, and Cock Commander. So there you go, Cock Commander.
I feel like the cock commander would be the person in charge of the cock.
That should be, yeah. The
Yeah.
car should be Cock.
You're going to name your cock the cock commander. So the cock has been named what all this time?
He's been named Sir Big Spur.
And so they're saying, and there's some issues going on with the name Sir Big Sir.
there's some bickering about Sir Big Spur.
Do we know what the bickering is? Who's the bickering between?
I'll have to look at it. Let me see what the bickering is. Rooster care dispute is what we got. We got a rooster care dispute.
From the Cock Coalition?
Let's see. Let me look up the live rooster, affectionately known as Sir Big Spur, is being forced to change its name due to a dispute between the cock's former and current owners. This is former and current owners about the cock. So we got new cock owner. The old cock owners are like, that's our name. You cannot have it. The new cock owners are like, everybody knows him as Big Spur Fur or whatever. The dispute boils down to the old owner trimming the cock's comb, the red area on top of its head, to make it look more like a gamecock. The new owners wish to keep the comb due to health benefits for the cock. The old owners own the rights to the name and now refuse to renew the contract on the basis that they feel the cock with the comb is not a proper representation of a gamecock. As a result, the cock's name will now have to change moving forward. So here's all the names we have: General, Cock Commander, Captain Cluck, Cluck Norris, Mr. Chicken Scratch, Coop, Kickin' Chicken, Brewster, Marco Polo, Pollo, and Cock a Doodle Dude. So there you go. Stay tuned. Stay tuned to this pod for what will be called in the future.
Yeah. Stay
Huge.
tuned for What the Cock. More about the cock dispute. The
Well,
cock's changing hands, and the new owners are trying to trim the cock. First of all, don't touch the cock's head. Leave it alone. I mean, I don't know.
trim
You can
the
touch the cock's head, but I don't think you should be trimming the cock's head. Leave the
Well-
cock's head alone. Don't be trimming it.
It's not. I mean,
It's not healthy.
No, they're saying it is healthy. It's healthy to trim the cock's head.
Oh, I thought the old owners were saying it's not healthy to trim a cock's head.
Oh, boy, I don't remember now.
That's okay. It's all right. It's all right. Wow, that's a
Brandon, berry picking in Florida, huge. Not a
yeah. Yeah, we went from berry picking to Gamecocks. That's
I'm sorry, it's my bad.
no, don't be sorry. That was amazing. That's much better than any topic I've got moving forward. I don't even know how I bounce back from that. We've already talked about the naked dude.
I think we said cock. I
Um,
think we went way. I think we said cock too often there.
I don't feel. I felt it was appropriate. William, you have a Roomba, don't you?
Is that one of those floor vacuum cleaners?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
What do
We
you
don't
think
use-
about the fact? What?
But yeah, I have one. We don't use it very often,
You-
but I have.
Don't they just work on their own schedule? Doesn't a Roomba just kind of got a mind of its own? You just plug it in, and when it's ready to do.
Yeah, Lainey hated that thing with a passion. They had beef. They had a lot of beef, and we really haven't used it. And I don't remember the last time I saw it out and about. But yeah,
Well, did you know that those things are that Amazon is going to be using those to map people's houses and use those stats for those statistics, those details for sales and shit? Have I made any sense whatsoever?
no, I don't.
Amazon's Roomba deal is really about mapping your home. So Amazon has bought iRobot, which is a data collection machine that comes with a vacuum. They bought the robot vacuum cleaner and a mapping company, to be more precise, a company that can map your home. They announced the deal, $1.7 billion deal on Friday for iRobot Corp, the maker of the Roomba vacuum cleaner. They will use that to sell, obviously, but they're using it to find out what's going on in your house.
Wow, that seems like an invasion of privacy. But good for the iRobot people, man. $1.7 billion, man.
$1 billion.
Why can't I do something and just sell it to someone richer than me?
The Roomba will map the house. Slightly more terrifying, the maps also represent a wealth of data for marketers. The size of your house is pretty good proxy for your wealth. A floor covered in toys means you likely have kids. A household without much furniture is a household to which you can try to sell more furniture. This is all useful intel for a company such as Amazon, which you may have noticed is in the business of selling stuff.
Boy, that's to me, that's not a real good advertisement for the iRobot. Why would anybody buy an iRobot at this point, based off of that information?
Well, I think that's the point of the article. I don't think that Amazon is as advertising that, hey, go get a Roomba so we can map your house and learn everything about you based on your house size, your lack of furniture, the stuff on your floor. I think that is absolutely going to turn people away from the Roomba, which would be the point of the article, which I think is fascinating that they use all this shit. I mean, that's what cookies are, isn't it? Isn't that what a cookie is on your laptop, on your computer box?
Yeah, we're being tracked at all times. There's no
At all times. At all times. What do you think? I saw a video the other day that, whenever they have the are you a robot shit, and you have to click I'm not a robot, and then it says click on all the street signs or click on all the buses or whatever.
Yeah.
Have you seen the videos about what that really is?
No.
It's because the AI software for Google can't read what those things are. And so they're getting the human element to answer that question for the AI. So they've had that Google car drive all around the world and do Google Maps. And all of the images on those Google Maps are things that some of the things on those images the AI can't pick up. It's not recognizing. And so we're doing work for Google to clean up and make their AI smarter by saying, of these pictures, which ones of these are trains? And because the AI can't read it, we are clarifying and saying, that's a train, that's a train, that's a train, and that's a train. That information is getting sucked into the AI who is learning from this and utilizing that information for other stuff, which is explained in the article, but I don't retain information that well anymore because I'm dumb. I need to take ginkgo biloba. They're putting us to work and we're not getting compensated for it, William.
Oh, wow.
What do you think about that?
That's very interesting. That's nuts. I don't know what to say about that. I have no idea. It kind of blew past me, but that's amazing. So that means that for the rest of the time, it's just going to keep. So normally I see crosswalks, then I see stoplights.
Yep.
I see palm trees. So it's just keep changing what the object is for us to identify it for the AI until they know what everything in the world is.
Yes.
Okay. That's
why it's always changing. It's because it's new things that it can't recognize, and they're putting us to work to clarify that for them.
it's interesting.
That's a bullshit.
Well,
I need to start getting compensated.
Off the grid. The only way we can stop all this is going off the grid, and we're way past that. Way past that.
All right, I'll agree with that. I don't have much else to talk. I've got one, two, three stories about thievery. The constant thief. Flash mob ransacks the LA convenience store. A couple guys going to Lululemon and took tens of thousands of dollars worth of clothes. Brazen thieves going to a liquor store and steal thousands of dollars worth of liquor. All of these stories are. What's that?
How's the meat stealing in your area going right now?
I think the meat stealing. I haven't seen any. There's been no articles of recent meat theft. They're probably still trying to unload the meat they stole.
Yeah. Any new stories?
There has not been any. I haven't seen any new identity theft stories. There was a story of a back to school story of what was it? It was a guy who had done something that was illegal and it was wrong. I saw that. Mm-hmm. That was that happened. Yeah.
Big news. I was named Employee of the Month for the month.
Woo! What? Get out of. That's incredible. This is over 30 seconds, by the way. It's going to play out, too. That guy right there. Woo! Employee of the month. Employee of the month. Is it a framed picture?
No.
Do we are on a plaque? Did you get something for your desk?
Haven't got any of that yet. There was an email that was sent out, a blast email that was sent out. And with some quotes on why I was considered the Employee of the Month. So I'll have to get that email and frame it, I guess.
Nice little extra bump on the paycheck for that. Little bonus, little input.
You had your choice of $100 gift card to Chick-fil-A or Amazon or a paid day off.
Boom. You took the paid day off.
Absolutely.
Nice. Was this something that you were nominated for? Was this was there a vote? Do people get to say who do you think is the employee of the?
There was a vote with the nomination process, which I did.
Can you give us a brief synopsis of why you were given?
Why
were you recognized?
One of the comments was talking about my positive attitude, always willing to assist my teammates, when it came to loads and doing some other work and going above and beyond. There's another one talking about some of the metrics that we have on our team about tracking. I was also named a tracking champion for the quarter at our company. So it was about tracking and getting our drivers to make sure that they're tracking. So overall, it was just me going above and beyond what I expected.
Yeah, you just doing what you do, being you.
That's what I do. I'm all about the positive attitude at the work. I do let people know that I report things to HR. I let people know about that whenever I hear some negative comments. Going to HR. I think that's helping out a lot, is to let people know that I'm policing. I'm not allowing any type of bullying or any type of harassment or any type of negative comments. Yeah, go ahead.
If you could give me a small little scenario of where, if you could give me an example of how you've had to explain to somebody, hey, I will talk to HR about this if we don't put a stop to it. Go ahead.
Well, we have it's a diverse group of employees of multiple nationalities, and sometimes you'll hear comments disparaging the Mexican, the Spanish people, and I say HR. And one of the Spanish employees likes to say "tu madre" a lot. I say HR. So there's just a lot of insults and bickering and fighting amongst the group where I'm trying to get us all to come together.
Yeah. By reporting them to HR, which in theory could get them in some sort of trouble, that's how you feel you can bring synergy to the group.
Trying to clean up energy.
Trying to clean things up.
To think about it before they say it.
By getting them in trouble, potentially fired.
I keep a list, and then at the end of the month, I just email it out to the HR.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. That's smart.
Yeah.
That's good. And you know what that does? Makes them think about it in the future.
That's right. They won't do it in the future.
Yeah. You won't hear so many of those two madres in the break room.
Not just on the floor.
It's not just on the floor. They're just walking around. Wow, they don't even keep it contained to like just the break room. They're out two madreing all over the place.
I have never even been in the break room. I have no idea what's going on in there.
Speaking of break rooms, I sent out a Snapchat the other day to a select group of. Actually, I think I put it on my main Snapchat story. I only got one response, and that was from your wife. In regards to somebody, I was asking for a friend. It wasn't for me. You know how some businesses have mother's room, where the mothers can go in that room and put some sort of pump on the breasticle that will remove breast milk from the aforementioned breasticle and put it in sort of some sort of container, and they can leave the room with a container of breast milk. And in those mothers' rooms, they've got nice, comfortable chairs. They look to be a reclining situation. It's a quaint, cozy little room, and we have one of those at my office building, and I've never seen anybody use it. I don't know well, I don't know everybody that works there. Sure, there's a mother around there somewhere. I don't know of any that are using it.
Mother.
What?
It would have to be a new mother, like a brand new.
Yeah, a brand new mother.
Yeah.
My point is, I would like to use it on occasion just to post up and chill for a 15-minute relaxation. Just to chill out and take. It's not being. I won't shut the door. It's not being used. Why can't I use it? Because I'm not a mother?
Yeah,
that's bullshit.
Well,
but it's not being utilized.
You don't have any new mothers at your company right now. When you have some new mothers, they'll be utilized, and it should be remain clean and a proper, safe place to go for new mothers. And if people just start using it every day, it's not going to be that way. It needs to be. It has a purpose in its place in the space, and that's the only purpose it should be used for. Tough, man. Tough.
I feel like I should be able to just go post up and sit down and read an article on my cellular device.
Your break
for 15. We don't have a break room.
Right to your manager. Right to HR. That's perfect HR material.
This is why I come to you.
Yeah.
a man that is well versed in what to tell HR and what not to tell HR.
I go to HR a lot of updates.
If I leave the door open, so that if a mother was to, it lets a mother know that if they walk by, if a mother said, I need to go into, first of all, it's my understanding from your wife that a mother's room has a schedule. Like you reserve it. Like you say, I'm going to use the mother's room at this time.
Yep.
If I happen to have been in the mother's room at that time and I shut the door, then the mother would keep on moving, thinking that somebody was utilizing that room and they can't go in there. But if I left the door open and was just posted up in the chair, just chilling with my feet kicked up, looking at an article, and the mother comes by and she's like, hi, Doug, I've got to use it. I'd be like, cool, Cheryl. Good luck with the pumping. I hope everything goes okay. Good to see you. You're looking wonderful. And then I leave. What's the problem with that?
You need to talk to somebody about getting your own break room. I don't know why you want to. You don't need to be utilizing the mother pump break room. No.
It's the only place that's got a comfortable chair.
But because
like,
and if people use it every single day for every single break, at some point it's not going to be a comfortable chair anymore. It's just going to be a chair in a break room, and it's just going to become a break room. It's no longer going to be a pump room. And just no. Leave the mothers alone. Let them have their own space. Find your new space. Find your own space. Donate a chair to a break room. Do it that way.
We don't have a break room.
Got to make one. Get in that elevator shaft.
I do go into the elevator shaft and post up because I can't go into the mother's room.
Yeah, that's fine. It's perfectly fine.
William, we've been an hour. Do we need to cut it? Do we need to kill it? We need to end it? We need to shut it down? Let's shut it down.
Yeah, an hour is fine. An hour is good. That's good.
I've got other things I need to run out and do. And the thing didn't shut down on us, so that's thankful. Let's shut it down before it shuts down on us.
Yeah. I think it sounded fine. Everything sounded fine on my end. I don't know how the uploading works. It's been saying 99% uploaded to my end the entire time, but I don't know what that means. So I think we're good. Hopefully this goes through and we can get out to our audience, our ever-growing audience again.
I will say that us not having a podcast for the last month I'm seeing our listens on the other podcasts are increasing because they don't have anything else to listen to. So I think people are catching up.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So it's time. We'll get another one out. I'm very happy about it. That's it. It was good. I had fun. It's good to see you.
I was going to say, that reminds me, I've been trying to figure out how to increase my Twitter situation because I've had like 40 friends for years now, and there's zero engagement on anything I ever tweet out.
Right.
And I still haven't. I've read some articles. I've been doing some research, but it's not working.
What does the research say to do, and what have you done?
There's like 10 steps to, obviously hashtags. Try to use 1 to 2 hashtags in each one of your tweets. Go to the trending list and write tweets based off of what's trending. Go ahead.
Do you utilize hashtags in searches?
Oh, no, I usually, not in searches. No, I do not.
Isn't the point of the hashtag so that when somebody's going, so I go to Twitter and I go in my search bar, I put hashtag Snagglepuss.
Yeah.
And it's going to bring anything that's been done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so we use hashtags. I use hashtags in my TikToks.
Yeah.
But I've never actually used a hashtag appropriately as in for a search. And neither of you is what.
You don't even have to put the hashtag in the search if that's what you're talking about. You can just you can search podcast and Twitter should give you all the stuff that says the word podcast on it, whether it's with a hashtag or not a hashtag. So you should be able to search either way, but it does tell you that you should use 1 to 2 hashtags. You don't want to inundate your Twitter with 50 hashtags. I mean, you can. I see it often, but 1 to 2 hashtags should be. But I can't figure it out. And I've been on there.
What else does it say? What else? You're on Twitter for the last 15 years.
Yeah, I can't. I can't get any engagement. No user engagement with my tweets. I talk to myself on a constant.
I know you do. I think it's hilarious. What else does it say you should do? Do you need to advertise? Do you promote that you have a Twitter?
Promotion. How to increase Twitter.
What's your Twitter handle right now? Let's go ahead and tell the people. Let's go ahead and follow William on Twitter. And his Twitter handle is, go ahead, Lober Hendricks. It is Will I Am.
WLH Concert Fan is my Twitter name.
WLH Concert Fan. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it here. I know you guys love Twitter. I know you guys are Twitter users. Head on over to Twitter. Go ahead and look up our guy, Willie Will. WLH Concert Fan. Subscribe, follow, like, comment. Be a part of his Twitter feed. Be a part of it.
Here you go. Share relevant and useful content. Post visual content. Tweet consistently. I tweet consistently.
Yes, you do.
Interact with others. I feel like I do that. Promote your name, your @name, everywhere you can. So
at WLH Concert Fan, folks.
It says tap into your existing customer base. I can't do that. My base does. Apparently, nobody that follows me actually tweets. And then run a followers campaign. I'm not sure about the run a followers campaign. I would have to look further into that, what exactly that means. But I mean, it's frustrating. Like, I'm trying to dial back my tweeting now because it's just like I just feel like I should just use my own notes down. Like, anytime I have a thought, just put it in my notes because I'm only talking to myself anyway. So just put it in my notes. We'll see. That's where it's gonna go. I don't know. If
you're going to be following him, you might as well follow me at Rev Smooth, at REVSMOOVE. I don't actually tweet, but you should still follow me. I used to go to William's tweets, and on occasion I would like, I would retweet. Sometimes I would quote
tweet.
I would quote tweet that ass.
Yeah.
I don't anymore.
I feel like I talk about relevant things. I talk about politics. I talk about music. I talk about sports, and I talk about arts and entertainment. Like, those are relevant, current topics.
What fits in arts and entertainment?
Like movies, TV shows, anything that's
Oscars.
Your
Oscar reviews. I look forward to your Oscar rants every year.
Yeah. The weather, I like to post about the weather. I mean, I feel like I'm hitting. It's not like I'm talking about these weird, bizarre. But maybe I need to start hitting up on some bizarre things. I talk about podcasts. I mean, I'm just failing. I'm failing at Twitter. It's very, very frustrating. I'm Twitter frustrated. Twitterated.
Dang, that's too bad. I'm sorry that you're Twitter frustrated, especially for someone who loves the Twitter as much as you do. It's got to take some of that joy away from your Twittering.
Really, the last couple of weeks have been a struggle.
Sorry to hear that. Well, I hope you can bounce back. I hope you can get some engagement. I'm glad that you've taken the step to learn to figure out what it is you need to do to become a better Twitterer. Or not to say that you're a fine Twitterer right now.
I'm not a good Twitterer. I only have 42 followers. If I were to tweet somebody with thousands of followers and they actually saw my comment, you know what they would reply back to me? They would.
No, I don't.
You have 40 followers. That would be their comeback, and then I'd be like, oh, yeah, I do.
Oh, if you were to talk some Twitter shit,
yeah, or just getting like Twitter shit or Twitter conversation. If I'm trying to have a conversation with somebody else, they're going to see my Twitter. That's what they're going to look at. They're going to see that I have zero Twitter credibility, Twitterability.
Oh, your Twitter cred is whack.
Yeah, my thoughts are irrelevant because I have no following.
That's fucked up. So just if you engage, somebody tweets, you respond to said tweet with a retweet and maybe a quotable tweet and a comment on a tweet, they would look at that. And you weren't talking shit. You were in support of their tweet. You were tweeting in a pro-responsive way. You're telling me that they would look at you. Oh, well, that was nice. William, WLH Concert Fan, happened to have agreed with what I said and then actually gave their point of view, which agreed with my point of view. And I look at it and go, he's only got 40 fucking followers. at WLH at Concert Fan. You're irrelevant. Thank you for agreeing with me.
Yeah.
Thanks for agreeing with what I said, but you're irrelevant. Go away.
No, well, there's no reason why if we were on the same page. They're not going to care about my opinion because I have 40 followers. I don't think they're going to come after me if I agreed with their take. I'm saying if I disagreed with, they're just going to ignore me if I agree with their take because I don't have my own Twitter audience to help spread their
They
work.
won't even like what you said because you don't have enough people.
Right? They don't care about us little folk. We're irrelevant. Twitter irrelevant. Twitter relevant.
It sounds to me like Twitter's just full of a bunch of goddamn Twitter snobs. And I don't want to be a part of anything. If you comment on my tweet or you like my tweet, I automatically will like and or comment back just to turn around and show the same love you showed me. But you're telling me that these Twitter fuckers out there with a lot of Twitter following people see your positive response to the tweets and it's like, this fucking guy doesn't have enough Twitter followers. He doesn't have the Twitter cred for me to be positive to his Twitter responses.
That's what I'm saying.
Fuck Twitter. That's what I'm
Positive and
saying.
negative. Works both ways, positive and the negative.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
Twitter's the devil. I don't like Twitter.
Love Twitter. Love it.
I take back the request to follow me on Twitter at RevSmooth, at REVSMOOVE. Don't do it because I'm not going to be a part of it. But you can't.
The whole point of this, Doug, was that
Oh,
we need to find a way to promote the show.
yeah.
Highways through social media are no
Twitter.
good.
Yeah, we need to do it on Twitter, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
They're not useless.
they
You
are.
just got to keep.
I guarantee you we've never had a person listen to our pod based off of sharing it on social media. That's what I'm saying.
I disagree with you.
Okay.
You think that whenever I share, I post on Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat that a new podcast is out, that we have a podcast, that people don't utilize that and go listen to our podcast because I said there was a podcast available?
Only our loyal listeners, which is
So you don't think we're ever acquiring any new people?
acquiring new people. We're not increasing our brand.
That's fair. I agree with that.
We need help. What I'm trying to say is we need help. I apologize for going to this 10-minute rant when we said we were signing off, but
We're done. We finished at 1 hour and 1 minute.
yeah.
Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Sorry that it's been a month of Sunday since we podcasted. We're not even going to make any claim to do this again next week. We'll just see you when we see you.
Yeah, we'll do our best.
Thanks for coming out.
We're Doug and Will and we are off the rails, off the rails. And we are off the rails, off the rails. Yeah, off the rails.
Peace.